including Drew Brees. So, Shannon, is he right?
He said that, Skip?
He did say that.
So you want me to go on television and call this man a liar? I won't do it.
Okay.
He telling the truth. Patrick Mahomes, boy.
My turnover? Yep.
Don't do this, Skip.
Uh-oh. Is that a new name we got
I like
for him?
that. Patrick McTurnover.
Skip, when you look at a guy that he runs just well enough that you must maintain lane integrity. You get outside your lane, he'll hit you up for an 8-yard gain. He throws well enough outside of the pocket that he has a little Aaron Rodgers in him as far as throwing the ball outside of the pocket. And then in the pocket. I think what makes him so dangerous, Skip, is his ability to throw the ball, because we saw it in the preseason against, I think it was the Falcons, where he threw the ball about 70 yards.
He did.
And he dropped it out of the sky in Tyreek Hill's hand. So very few guys can do that. And normally, Skip, normally, guys that have big arms aren't very accurate. Patrick Mahomes is completing 67% of his passes. That's 10th best in the NFL. Let that sink in for a second. Brett Favre had a big arm. Brett Favre could only dream of having the accuracy this kid has. So
Brett Favre could only dream of the weapons this kid has. But go ahead.
I mean, Sterling Sharp wasn't no chump.
Well, he got hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he got it for 3 years and went over 300 yards, 300 catches.
Yeah. He's better than his little brother.
No, I don't know about all that, Skip.
He was on a path.
Skip, I don't know about all that. Okay,
and he should be in the Hall of Fame, but unfortunately, didn't happen.
He was. He was slightly above, you know. I mean, if I could have played a couple more years, I might have would have got it.
Yep.
You have to change the way you play this young man, Skip, because of his ability to throw the ball over your head. And what makes these guys so dangerous, the Aaron Rodgers and the Cam, is their ability to escape the pocket, the ability to throw the ball on the move, and his ability to throw the ball over your head. And you pair that, and as you mentioned, with the weapons that he has, there are very few guys that have ever had a guy like a Tyreek Hill. That legitimately, that's a track guy, that's a football player. And that you don't need a whole lot of time to get him the ball. But there are even fewer guys that can get him the ball down the field like that, Skip, because normally guys with that kind of speed, they can outrun a guy's arm. He can't outrun Patrick Mahomes' arm. And so given the where right now, I don't know what it's going to be like next year, but I'm talking about right now, I believe that Patrick Mahomes is the toughest cover because they don't worry about Drew Brees throwing the ball. Now, he might pick you apart here, there, boom, boom, boom. But as far as throwing the ball over your head, man, special.
So my take on this, and I didn't actually hear Jared Goff say it, how he said it, but I was very disappointed in Jared Goff that I have growing respect for, because it sounds to me like he was trying to make himself look better by hyping the quarterback he had just outplayed.
Oh, my.
It sounds to me like he might have been making his case for MVP over Mahomes and Drew Brees. And it sounded to me like he took a disrespectful shot at Drew Brees, because you can't do that. If you're Jared Goff, you haven't done enough to deserve to take that shot at Drew Brees.
No shot.
And he included Drew Brees in this. Unsolicited. He was the one. He volunteered the name Drew Brees. He wasn't asked about Drew Brees. He said even better than Drew Brees, who just beat him a couple of weeks back.
And he said no disrespect. He said no disrespect.
Well, he was disrespecting. Drew Brees is obviously having the greatest season of his career as he approaches age 40. And to me, he has now a commanding lead in the MVP race.
He don't have no commanding lead. Stop saying that.
He's 89 to 84 in QBR over Mahomes. He's 89 to 76 over Jared Goff. He's 25 touchdowns to only 1 interception, and he is shattering his own record for completion percentage, 77% over last year's 72%.
Okay.
If only Drew Brees or Tom Brady had Patrick Mahomes' weapons, because let's look at those weapons. I think you just said it. Tyreek Hill has turned into the most dangerous game breaker in all of football. I think you agree with that, right? And Travis Kelce is the best pass receiving and run after catch tight end in all of football, because all he has is the most yards receiving for any tight end. He's got 914 yards already, and he's second in tight end touchdown catches. So
he might break Gronk's record of over 1,300 receiving for tight end.
He just might. And he also has a Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield, who leads all running backs in yards per catch at 14.5. That is sensationally good. And do I even need to bring up Sammy Watkins or Chris Conley? Well, he tried. He was.
But let me ask you a question, Skip. If you don't mind me asking, the starters for the NFC in the Pro Bowl at running back and wide receiver was who?
I don't know. What'd your researcher tell you?
Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. For the first time in NFL history, two running backs for the same team started in the Pro Bowl. Michael Thomas was also, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, an All-Pro.
So Drew Brees has only one legitimate threat at the wideout, and that is Michael Thomas, who ran a 4.6 40 at the combine. 4.6?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
There's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame that ran 4.6 at receiver.
Let's see.
Myself, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Chris Carter.
You almost said yourself, but you were 4.8.
I was 4.6.
4.6.
4.6.
Yeah. You were a tight end.
Yeah.
You weighed 240 pounds.
No, I didn't weigh
I know. Whatever.
But hold on. Who got the longest touchdown of all them guys?
You. We just had to get there. And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Skip.
Just reminding.
So, Skip, I want you to stop this narrative that Drew Brees is throwing, and there's no disrespect here, to UPS drivers. Michael Thomas is an all-pro. Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram are very good.
Michael Thomas is the top UPS driver in the world.
No,
that's what he is.
And here's the thing. The reason why Drew Brees is not pushing the ball down the field. If Patrick Mahomes, and you have to subject yourself, because the more time you put the ball in the harm's way, the more likely something's bad going to happen. Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball over his head. That's why his yards per attempt is higher than Drew Brees. That's why he has more touchdowns than Drew Brees. If it's not there, Drew Brees like, good. I'll take Alvin Kamara. I'll take Mark Ingram. I'll take it down to Ben Watson, one of my tight ends. Patrick Mahomes wants the big play. Jared Goff wants the big play. That's what they want, Skip. And that's what their offense is predicated on.
Patrick Mahomes will throw it to you. Patrick Mahomes will be fast and loose with the football, and blindside strip sacks are going to happen.
He needs to do a better job of protecting the ball in the pocket. I believe that you put the ball up as much as he does, you throw it down the field as much as he does, and try to get the big plays. You're going to turn the ball over, Skip. You cannot get it's just like somebody to shoot three. Steph Curry might have made the most threes, but guess what happened, Skip? He also missed the most.
Okay. James Harden, same way.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. So Patrick Mahomes is a human video game. Nobody, I don't know anybody who has a better arm right now. Is it in the same class as John Elway's early arm or Brett Favre's or Dan Marino's? I don't know. Somewhere in there. It might be in the same ballpark, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think that even offended your sense.
Well, I mean, I played against Brett. I didn't play with Brett, but playing with John in his prime, knowing what type of, he could throw it 70.
Could throw it 70. And how many of his receivers talked about getting their webbing split, between their fingers?
Well,
split webbing.
When I played with him, Skip, because when I first got into the league, they would only give you one pair of gloves. And I went out there in warm-ups, and, he's getting going. He's starting to feel good. And he's ripping my gloves. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay. So I ended up having to catch the ball in pregame with no gloves on.
Okay, so let's not overreact to Patrick
No.
Mahomes.
No.
He's not the greatest thing that ever came down the pipe.
Jared Goff says right now, Skip Bayless, see, you try to I know what you try to do. You try to knock him. Because you know why he's trying to knock him? Because he ain't mentioned somebody else, number 12 up in New England.
Yeah, the clutchest quarterback in the history of
He wasn't talking about clutch.
Well,
he's saying the toughest.
I'm talking about clutch because in the end, you get exposed. Are you clutch or not?
He lost to Marcus Mariota.
You know what?
He lost to Marcus Mariota.
I saw.
He lost to Nick Foles.
With my own eyes, I saw last Monday night, I saw Patrick Mahomes throw two awful interceptions in the last minute 30 of a tight football game. That won't fly, man. You know what? Drew Brees is clutch. He's always been very clutch. He lost to
Blake Harbles. Tom Brady lost to Blake Harbles.
Thanks to Bill Belichick.
No, this Skip.
Well, come on. No. Seriously.
Okay, Marcus Mariota.
Well, it was the number one ranked defense going in.
What that got to do with Tom Brady? He
has no weapons. His primary wideout is running with a piano on his back.
So you trying to tell me the most clutch quarterback in NFL history can't do what he does against the number one defense?
So you got to give him somebody to throw.
No.
Somebody?
You've been telling me for the longest.
Put him in a close game and see what he does.
You've been telling me he's been throwing to these guys from Dorchester. So now all of a sudden, when he wins, Tom Brady doing it.
He
Those same
loses
guys from
occasionally.
Dorchester, Jenny.
Yeah.
That's who he's working with. The same guys from Dorchester.
Tom Brady is still positioned as we speak to have the #1 seed in the AFC. It could happen like that.
You want to put some dew on it?
Not yet.
I didn't think so.
I got to see. I got to see who's healthy.
Not yet?
Can Gronk play?
Whoa.
We're going to talk about
We
that in
will
just
talk
a minute.
about that.
You told
Can
me.
Gronk play?
You told me he won the Super Bowl against the Falcons without Gronk.
Well, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why he need Gronk now?
But he had Amendola, and he had a healthy Edelman and Hogan.
They went to the Super Bowl last year without Edelman.
They did.
And he
Tribute to Tom Brady.
And he went. Oh, see. Now we're gonna tribute Tom Brady for doing all that stuff without him, and now those guys from Dorchester.
You should go ahead and keep talking. Get it all out of your system because he's coming for you right now.
You good, Shannon?
Yep.
He better
Tom
worry
Brady,
about Big
he's
Ben.
got you in his sights.
Oh, you talking real big? He got to play the Jets this week.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
We're going to talk more about Gronk, like you brought up. But first, we're going to go back to the NBA because there has been drama surrounding Kevin Durant this